Mother speaks.
Hi Gemini, Taurus, Moon sign people. Welcome to your April 5th Pisces new moon reading. This is Pisces for your Vedic moon sign. You want to check the links below and make sure that you are not also Gemini in your Vedic moon sign. We're moving more into just looking at the Vedic moon signs because in my work with Mama Drama Trauma, I'm noticing, and basically I've been noticing, but confirmation that the healing is really happening working with the Vedic signs. And for you, this energy for this new moon is 11th house energy. And so this has a lot to do with your hopes. It has to do with your dreams for your life, your associations that make those dreams come true, that you've built over a period of time. And this is really working with the fact that Mars is in your first lunar house. All these readings are based on your first lunar house, and that is Taurus, Gemini in the Western. Now, again, not so much about the Western, but we're looking at moon yogas with Vedic lunar astrology. Healing Mama Drama Trauma, condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma, is healed through connecting to the mother of all mothers. The mother of all mothers is that still small voice within. Our intuition, our highest selves. It is the voice of our soul. Now, in Vedic astrology, the sun is the soul. So the sun sign is that soul personality. The moon is how it feels. It is the repository of its memories over many lifetimes. The soul knows its karma. It also transmits and communicates back and forth through that physical life of the ascendant, that ego life, the emotions. And so the moon is a satellite transmitter. Essentially, the first satellite before the human mind created satellites, the moon. And so Great Mother, the mother of all mothers, is the true transmitter of our emotional and our intuitional experience in this physical body. We associate that with our physical mother until we connect with Great Mother, which is why we do that in healing Mama Drama Trauma. You cannot heal from it if you are still connected to the guilt, blame, and shame that perpetuates it. So working with the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck and with my inner work coaching at greatmotherspeaks.info, we learn how to grieve the mother that we want in order to accept the one that we have. New moon readings have to do with being able to clearly see what you have learned over the previous lunar cycle in terms of the lessons of MDT. MDT is a soul contract between two souls. And so the lessons always occur. It's a lifetime of healing, but they're always occurring in two areas. Our area of evolving in self-love and of evolving in spiritual independence. That, again, personal connection to our inner soul selves, the truth of who we are, as opposed to projecting that reality of who we are, what we feel onto others, first and foremost, our wounded mother. Okay? So those wounded mother issues are only healed when we become conscious of this process and we begin to work with it. Now, what Great Mother is saying that you're working with is definitely that Martian energy. Gut chakra is ruled by Mars, and so your soul is coming through with this full moon energy of Demeter, and it's saying that what it wants to work with this lunar cycle moving forward, and for some of you what it's really reflecting on from the last lunar cycle that we're coming out of, is the fact that there are feelings that it is ready to accept or that it has accepted around MDT. The blame, the shame, the guilt, that it is no longer willing to accept that reality of being blamed for the MDT, of being shamed for not being good enough, for you perpetuating the same type of behaviors as your mother, and this blaming back and forth. Well, you did this, you did that, around your children, those kinds of things. Demeter's coming up because the soul is ready to process gut chakra, to release all of that, as far as it is consciously aware of it. With this Mars rules the gut chakra in your first lunar house of Taurus. Okay, now Pisces being in your 11th house indicates that there are some issues around accepting your feelings as it relates to your associations, your network. So maybe you are reflecting on this past month, and there are some hiccups in your networks, in the way you connect with other people, your business associates, your organizations that you're a part of, your cliques perhaps, maybe even the way that you are trying to share your gifts and talents with the world, that you're saying, hey, I'm really still operating off of this tendency to be guilted, shamed, or blamed. Or some of you are saying, hey, I'm really recognizing after reflecting on my healing that I am in a transitional phase of going into my divinity, where I am accepting that I am a dearly loved child of the great Mother, Father, God. I am a child of the Mother of all mothers, who is dearly loved, never judged, condemned, and left alone. And I do accept those feelings. The 11th house is also the house of hidden gains. There are things that you are gaining from this emerging awareness and your willingness to work with it. What's bringing this up intuitively for you in your intuitive space, and you might want to look at the video for your ascendant sign, is Mauve. You are ready and willing to take responsibility for where you are with this waning Gibbous Moon gut chakra card. Another gut chakra card. It said that this Martian energy is coming strong with this Pisces in the nakshatra of Uttara Bhadrapada. It's a very intelligent, mystical nakshatra. It's not a nary-fairy Piscean energy. It is the mystical Piscean energy that is very strongly grounded. It's ruled by Saturn. And for you, Saturn is in your 8th house right now, conjunct Jupiter in your south node. So you are releasing like crazy. Of course, 8th house has to do with death. Okay, and so there's a lot of willingness to release those kinds of negative feelings. And so maybe for most of you, it does have to do with, yes, I'm at this place where I am accepting my divinity, and it is being brought up to me more often than not that I have to take responsibility for what that means to be divine, what that means to be in a space of never being judged, condemned, and left alone, what that means to accept guidance from my angels and my ancestors. I am maybe not quite ready to accept, or I don't want other people to necessarily know that I'm on this path, because in your shadow position is the card Akhenaten, the law of mystery and divine order. And so mystery and divine order is all about that level of acceptance of things are going the way they need to go for you in your journey at this time. Not for anyone else, not for anyone else's approval, and maybe there are still some approval issues that you're dealing with at this time, but you're aligning with this mystery of your unique divine order, because this is third quarter moon energy, root chakra, governed by Saturn. So you are releasing, and third quarter moon is all about that release. Saturn is all about being sure that it's done within the context of the purpose for your soul incarnation. Again, that soul contract to heal mama drama trauma. A lot of you are just in this place where I'm just ready to let go of this negative cycle. You know, if there's a characteristic about your mother that you just really are triggered by all the time, and you know that you repeat the same behavior in your group associations, in your own value system, there's an opportunity to shift that with this 8th house energy in your south node, because the north node is in the 2nd house. And so you're developing new values within the Vedic, Gemini being in the north node. And so there's a new intelligence around this. There's a new way, a new approach of understanding yourself and allowing yourself to emerge as a new being. What you want is exactly that. You want to be happy. You want to follow your bliss. You want to leave that past behind. This is new moon energy in the 2nd chakra, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter right now is in your 8th house as well. So I'm seeing that you have Pluto, Saturn in your 8th house. But this Jupiter conjunction around this time of this new moon, which really is kind of coming after the new moon, okay, as the moon waxes, you're setting it up with this new moon Jupiter and energy of wanting to go for it. You know, you're wanting to receive what you need to receive from others, because that's 8th house as well. Okay, Jupiter is in that 8th house, and so it's about death, it's about transformation, but it's also other people's property. When we're talking intuitive, emotional, inner space, other people's property is that emotional space, that inner space where people are vibing with you, so to speak. And so where there may have been conflicts in the past, by living in denial about MDT, you've been working with this and you're at a place where you are realizing, hey, there's a level of support that can be gained from this as long as I stay in my awareness and stay truthful with myself. What's supporting you to do this, Taurus, Gemini, moon sign people, is the Yemiya. Yemiya is about surrender. It's first quarter moon, heart chakra energy. The heart chakra rules the Taurus moon sign. Taurus is how you experience your emotions. And so right now you're experiencing your emotions in a way that you are surrendering to this new flow of energy that's going towards accepting the support of others. That's how you receive your emotional and that's how you receive your intuitive information. You receive it in a very Aries type of way. And that's why Great Mother's coming through, and the soul saying that it wants to do the inner work of accepting how you feel. You're already very clear about how you feel. You don't have any questions about that. It comes through with this spark of Aries, very clear, very crisp. It's a guiding energy. It's a forceful energy. And with Uttarapadad, Uttarapadad, it's intelligent. It's able to work with the law of mystery and divine order. And so you're ready. I mean, you're ready. You're experiencing this as, hey, this is a lot of power around me right now. There are things that are going on emotionally and intuitively. I'm just going to surrender to this wisdom that is encapsulating me and that is imbibing my being, and allow it to communicate with me, allow it to download what it needs to download and support me in this process where I don't feel that I have the clarity that I need in some aspects. But again, it's not that you don't have the clarity, it's taking responsibility for the clarity that you have. I really want to make that clear. It can feel like that, okay? And so that's why you might want to look at your ascendant sign, because the ego might feel like it's unclear, but that's because sometimes it's difficult for the ego to receive the intuitive transmissions from the soul, which is why Great Mother speaks. She's speaking so that we can get this clear, because your present status of your ego soul alignment is all as well. This is full moon heart chakra. So, we're coming up to a Virgo Libra full moon. The heart chakra rules Libra, and it's that balance that you're coming up to, that all is well, that your birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole is really where you are. I mean, you get that. And Great Mother is saying, look, these two full moon cards with the reflection of the sun, your moon reflecting the light of the soul, saying, look, accept how you feel from your gut and experience it fully from your heart. Experience it. Taurus moon sign people, experience that love, experience that support, even through many of these emotions that may be very unsettling. See them for what they are. Mama is where she is. The family and the work and the associations that I've associated myself with because of my guilt habit, my shame habit, my blame habit is what it is. Do I choose to continue to be associated with this, or do I want to align myself and reallocate my energies according to the law of mystery and divine order to what feels more genuine for me and to me, to what feels like it supports me, so that I can truly access those hidden gains through this preponderance, this abundance of 8th house energy that is supporting my release of this blame, shame, and guilt, this MDT identity, to go into my divinity identity. Why your soul wants to do this work is because it knows that it's downloading this information to you. It knows that you are receiving the information. That's the double yin symbol. With 2nd chakra energy, that Jupiter energy, it knows that it's giving you this abundance of energy. And so that's why it's ready for you just to align with it at this time. And how the soul wants to do it this new moon, it's a new moon, 3rd eye card, is by working with illusions. Now, Maya is the Hindu goddess of illusions, and when we work with Mayan energy, what we're doing is just like Toto. We are revealing that the wizard is just a man, Mama is just a woman. Okay, she's a human being, just like we are, and she has choices just like we do to heal from MDT or not. But we can't put our lives on hold. Once they discover that ours was just a man, they continued to pursue their wishes even after they had gone and got the broom and all of that, which is what the analogy with Dorothy and the healing MDT is all about. It's all about taking our power back from MDT, and that is what they did. Once they realized they could do it by taking the broom, they didn't stop. And so don't stop. There is no stop. Won't stop, don't, just keep it going. Keep your antenna up. Keep your moon energy up. This Taurus moon energy is that energy of I have. You have the awareness. Continue to stay up and in alignment with it. Don't relax from it. This is your strength. This is what is going to allow you to process the energy as the Taurus moon sign does in a very Gemini way. So I've begun to kind of introduce you a little bit in this reading to the moon yogas. Our yogas have to do with that relationship between the 12th, 1st, and the 2nd house around the moon. And this energy of the 3rd eye is very strong lunar energy. It's ruled by Cancer, and it has to do with you really trusting these downloads. That's how your soul wants to do this work of accepting your feelings. It wants to do this work of accepting where you are in your healing process by staying in alignment with what you know, and continuing to own it and continuing to grow from it through the law of mystery and divine order. Now, your final outcome from doing this work is that you are going to create a new sense of self that is not the victim. It is the creator of the life that you want. This is crescent moon 2nd chakra energy. This Jupiterian energy is very powerful for you, and you're going to notice it growing in its influence between now and the full moon. So we have crescent energy already showing you within the next few days from the posting of this reading that this release of this victim mentality around the blame, shame, and guilt of MDT is going to be making way for the full moon coming up on the 19th to really feeling that wellness based on the truth of what you know through this process of release. Those of you who are having difficulty with this process of release, or this is your first time here with us with Mama Drama Trauma, you might want to come to greatmotherspeaks.info and scroll on the home page and drop me a line in the contact to share with me how this might be a challenge for you at this particular time, and let's see what we can do with some readings or some coaching work. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking, but above all and most of all, remember, Taurus, Gemini moon sign people, that Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.